Imagine sitting at a traffic light on a nice day, and the next thing you know, you're thrown around your car, and when you come to, you're at the opposite end of the road. You've just been hit by a drunk driver. This is something that happened to me in December of 2006 in North Carolina. I was hit by a drunk driver and I was pushed 95 feet down the road. The legal limit in North Carolina is .08, and the man that hit me was blown at .25. This is 3 times the legal limit in North Carolina. He was also driving on a suspended license and driving somebody else's car. In this speech, I plan to share statistics of drinking and driving not only in adults but in teenagers, and I want to stress the importance of MAD's petition to require DUI offenders to install breathalyzers into their vehicles, and what some of the implications are for everyone driving on the streets if DUI offenders do not have these devices in their vehicle. And I also want to point out some of the teen driving rates and what college students spend on alcohol compared to books, and a couple of the myths associated with drinking, and I'll also share some statistics for adults. Alcohol affects many different parts of your body, including your speech, your ability to multitask, make decisions, and impairs your judgment and your reaction time. It affects your liver and your heart also. So each year, about 12,000 people die from alcohol-related cirrhosis of the liver. And alcohol is also responsible for 42% of all teen motor vehicle accidents that involve alcohol. The average college student spends more on alcohol than on books, and coffee does not rid your system of alcohol, like many people think. It only makes for a wide awake and a jittery drunk. And my next point is the state of Ohio gives judges the ability to order the use of ignition interlock systems, but it is at their discretion, and it's only at their discretion, but a mandatory breathalyzer would require these offenders to have to blow in order to start their vehicle. And that is what I'm stressing to you today. The average drunk driver has driven 80 times before their first arrest. And on any given day, your family is driving on the road with approximately 2 million drunk drivers. Suspending the license of these people does make a lot of sense, but in reality, 3 out of 4 of these people are still driving their vehicles. And the state of Ohio ranks 33 out of 51 states, which means that's 32% of all traffic deaths, and they are DUI related. Ohio state law currently gives the judge the ability to order the ignition interlock system for a period of time of the conviction, but it is at their discretion. The legislation hasn't moved forward on MAD's supported petition requiring the interlocks for all offenders. So this is something that Ohio needs to reduce their fatalities further, as well as many of the other states. So in conclusion, I touched on some of the staggering statistics of drunk driving in both teens and adults, the effects that alcohol does have on a person's body, some of the current statistics for our own state, as well as the reasons we need to continue to support MAD and their petition for the mandatory breathalyzer.
You're at 4 minutes.
Yeah, but I have all those little block in between there.
Then don't
When
stop.
you just said you were at 4 or 5. Are you finished with your speech?
Yeah, I think so.
How did you end it though?
Oh, you know what? I'm
Read
not.
the conclusion again.
You would?
Read the conclusion again.
Oh. In conclusion, I've touched on some of the staggering statistics of drunk driving in both teens and adults, the effects that alcohol has on a person's body, and some of the current statistics for our own state, as well as the need to continue to support MAD and their petition for the mandatory breathalyzer. Gandhi once said, "You must be the change you wish to see in the world." And I believe that's true. If we want to see the change in our own community and our state, as well as our family, we need to continue to help educate and petition to help keep the drunk drivers off of our roads. I want to help Mad because I want to make sure that someone's not a victim of drunk driving accident like I was. And this is something that I was very lucky that I survived and very blessed because my injuries were really mild compared to some of the other people. I want to help Mad. Will you? That's the end.
Now,
So
all you have to do,
hopefully it's not too bad.
well, you're at 5 minutes, so you're fine.